Hello everybody, how we doing? Another good day in the UK with the weather wise. I've actually broke out my summer jacket now, so not as hot as I was the other day with my winter jacket. So we're looking good. We're looking good in the UK. Anyway, I promised to do a little video a while ago. I promised to do a little video about living with the Kawasaki GTR1400, or as it's known in America, the Concours 1400. It's the touring version of the ZZR 1400, which again in America is called the Ninja 1400. And this one is also known as the Fat Ninja, obviously because it's very fat, very wide, but no wider than the wing mirrors, you can see. So yeah, so living with it, it's as opposed to the ZZR 1400, the GTR is shaft drive, which to me is a huge plus. I do around 20,000 miles a year on two wheels. I ride all year round. So if you can consider that I was spending, because my previous bike was a Kawasaki Versys 1000, I was spending £160 upwards on chains and sprockets every year. And that's not to mention how much I will spend on chain lube and chain cleaners and the added maintenance and dirt of going through every week of cleaning the chain, oiling the chain, adjusting the chain, blah 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 blah. Well, wipe all that off now. I think this has probably paid for itself with now I've had it 2 years. Those two chains and sprockets I haven't had to buy, and cans of chain lube I haven't had to buy, so that's a bonus. And also it's not going to get affected by the inclement weather and the fact that the in the UK they love putting salt down on the road, which of course rots everything. With this I can just jet wash it, get the hose pipe, give it a good clean, and away we go. So here you go. That's one plus of the GTR 1400. The other plus is the amount of fairing that's on it. A huge bonus when riding in all conditions really. There's plenty of air being passed around you, being moved away from you. And if you do get too hot, you can always, this model's got the electronic screen, you can adjust it on the fly, up and down. Takes away a lot of the buffeting. Now when you buy one of these, it does not come with a top box, it comes with two panniers. For a touring bike, yeah, it's kind of daft, but anybody goes touring knows you want to maximise your luggage space, especially when I take Mrs. GTR 1400 away with me. She likes to pack like a woman does, and you know, takes up a lot of room. So a must is to buy a top box. Now you can buy Kawasaki's top box, colour coded top box for the bike. It's very expensive, and it's I believe it's only a 47 litre top box, and they want, including the plate to fit it to the bike, it's a mono key box, including the plate. I think it came to 300 and something pound. It was a lot of money, so I had a little shop around and I bought myself a Givi box that is a 56 litre, so it's an extra 9 litres capacity, which is nice because you can actually get two crash helmets in my top box side by side without having to take all the intercoms and everything else off. So that's a plus. Now to fit it to the bike, I did buy from Kawasaki the mono key adapter for the back plate, and it was literally take 4 bolts out and put that in. I think it was £80. but it fits the bike as it should, and it's the proper mono-key box connectors, so yeah, so that works. So that's hello biker. So there you go, that's a plus from shopping around. Am I that bothered that the box doesn't match the rest of the bike? No, I'm not really that bothered. And what's more is when I sell the bike, I can take the top box off, another one. I'll take the top box off and put it on my next bike. I've still got the back plate, so that can come off as well. Yeah, so that's what the bike comes with and what I've done to it. What I've also done to increase the front profile, I've got, you'll see one of my other posts on Facebook, I bought the switchback indicators. So they're running lights until you indicate, and then they become indicators, and as soon as you stop indicating they become running lights again. It does exactly what it says on the tin. About £70 they were. I think they're an absolute must. I haven't bought the rear ones. I didn't actually buy the front ones, to be honest with you. That was my mum, my birthday present of my mum. Thank you, Mum. So yeah, that just increases the front profile. The screen, that's not a standard screen either, that's the PUIG screen. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to attempt it. Oh, go on, let's have a fun. Puge. I think it's French. You going to brake? Are you going to follow that? No, she's staying there. Yeah, so the PUIG screen, I bought the dark smoke one. It's slightly taller and squarer than the standard one. Obviously gives you more aero protection. This car's doing well, isn't he? Anybody else want to pull out behind him and follow him? No? Yeah, so it's slightly bigger, bit more air protection. The only downside is if you look down the bottom there, you see a letterbox. That bit didn't come with it, so that's a standard clear letterbox part, which is a shame. I would like to have had have it match. Then we come round to actually living with this bike. I get through all my riding styles, whether I'm commuting, going out on a ride with the fellas, on the way to get bike serviced, out for a day out or whatever it is, my combined miles per gallon is around 55. So I think anything over, for a 1.4 litre engine, well, I think that's pretty phenomenal. Kawasaki have got something clever they called eco mode, which the engine's basically in low power when it's below 4,500 RPM, but as soon as you open it up, it opens everything up and away you go down the road. And it's very well balanced, even with the top box on and everything else. It's very well balanced, and as you can see by my other videos, slow riding, filtering. I think mainly because it's shaft drive as well, it's got a very low centre of gravity, so it's easy to balance at slow speeds. But then if you want to take it around the country lanes, yeah, take all your bits off, your luggage off, and go and play on the country lanes. It'll take corners and, you know, with the best of them. Very, very, very well, nicely balanced bike. Insurance wise, well, it depends on your age really, can't really comment. My insurance quote for this year, for 20,000 miles a year, included a few thousand miles of business use, was £155 I think it was, fully comprehensive. So yeah, so that would be partly my age as well, being in that 50 plus age bracket. going. There's always somebody in the Skoda wants to overtake you. So anyway, and as for the weight and size, I mean, it is a big heavy bike. You notice it when you're trying to manoeuvre it without using the engine on your driveway around your garage or whatever. You know it weighs over 320 kilos. There's a technique to putting it on the centre stand, because in itself it's balanced quite well, and if you just get it just right, it'll go on the centre stand very easily, applying the right pressure in the right places. So yeah, it's, like I say, it's a very nicely balanced bike. Corner with the best of them. Speaking of bikes, got a little learner here, have we? It could be a learner. L plates are a bit destroyed. Bless him. But yeah, living with it. I've been touring around Germany, to Switzerland, etc. on it. Very comfy. Wife very comfy on the back. More of an age thing, about 2 hours, and we have to stop and have a break. Riding position, it's quite upright considering it's a sports tourer. And that screen just gives a huge amount of wind blocking. So yeah, a fantastic bike to ride. This is a 2015 Gen 3 version. I believe they stopped selling them in the UK now, but you can still buy them in America and Australia, or wherever else it's known as the Concours. I think it's just this country it was called the GTR. I'm not sure, I'm not even going to check. I'll let somebody else go and find out for me. So anyway, not a lot to say. Tyres, yeah, I get about 7,000 to 8,000 out of the rear, and just a little bit more, about 9,000 out the front. I run Pirelli Angel sports touring tyres, ST. You could put the Angel, the GTs on it, or I've heard lots of good things about the Michelin VR5s, Pilot Road 5s. But for me, the Pirellis are around £100 cheaper a pair, and they last about the same, so they give good wear. I get the oil changed, I did that just recently, around every 4,000 miles, as opposed to whatever the book says. I will change the oil and filter about every 4,000 miles. Once a year, change the shaft drive oil or diff oil, whatever you want to call it, because it is a shaft drive, but it does go to a diff, so call it what you want. And that just prolongs the life. I'll drop the water every year, and that's easy enough to do from the left hand side. You've got to take these left hand panels off, but you can get to it all. Obviously top up with the ionised water, and actually that'd be a job Darren can do for me one day. And spark plugs, 20,000 miles a year, so I try and change them every year. Again, that's a big job. You can't take the tank off to get to them on these. You have to go through the side of the engine. I think Darren has to remove an engine mount or something, and then you can just about get your arm in, and you're working on feel. So it's not something as a DIY I want to try myself. I could probably do it, but I could probably break the bike doing it as well. So I do love part of my commute in the summer. We're taking some fantastic roads, wonderful views, and some nasty looking clouds up there. So yeah, so that's a job for Darren, Smart Plugs. He does tell me he's going to close every time I mention Smart Plugs. He said, what day you bring it in, I'm shut. And it is about a 4-hour job as well. Yeah, what else to get for Christmas? Somebody's stopping, get over it. Yeah, so that's a job for Darren. HBB motorcycles. And that's really about it. The bike itself is about 6 years old now. It's done 42,000 miles. I've only had it 2 years. And I think it had 8,000 miles when I got it, so yeah. I am clocking up the mileage. Mileage was low for last year, obviously due to the pandemic. But it is a lovely responsive bike, and it doesn't feel like it weighs 350 kilos when you're throwing it around these country lanes. Literally just fingertips. It dips in nicely. People have suffered with numbing of the hands riding these, and you can get a pair of bar risers for it. It's not a problem. Quite easy to fit yourself. Just bolt straight in. What else? Oh, there's all sorts of sliders and crash bars and everything else. I haven't got any for this. First time I drop it, I wish I had them. But there's all sorts of aftermarket parts you can buy. Aftermarket exhaust. Incidentally, the exhaust on this, the standard exhaust, is humongous, and it weighs an absolute god. The exhaust I got on it is a bespoke exhaust I picked up from a guy in Birmingham way. Very nice guy, thank you very much. And it does sound rather good. Not too noisy, but not that quiet either. But the standard exhaust is huge, so that's the first thing a lot of people change. I actually like the standard exhaust. It's very quiet. All you get is a whine from the engine more than anything, like you'd expect from a 1.4 litre 1400cc inline 4 engine, fuel injected. Very nice and comfy as well. Ride for a long time. Anyway, I can't think of anything else. I've had absolutely no issues with this bike. No issues whatsoever. I did buy it from an online dealer that a lot of people have had a lot of issues with, but maybe I just got lucky. But absolutely no issues with this bike. Absolutely love it to bits. I don't think there's anything out there that's available that would come close to it. Oh, hear that exhaust, burble, burble, pop, pop. So anyway, hope you're all doing well. Keeping well. If you're on 2 wheels, keep it rubber side down, shiny side up. I'll get to speak to you on the next one soon. You take care. All the best. Bye for now. Bye bye.